Do you see any attempt to assure House of Folk supporters that this year's league year?
The coach says it is possible.
Which coach?
Coach Okulu. Oh, that one's so strange. Jonas, you want Kwaba at Oba channel, so I will be at the Biato House. And I can't shank you. Say, there can be at home and count and 0 BC that one I may number one every time. Let's just our trainer on subscribe, I better subscribe it. Now, will be a notification bell on the BB to her, Bibia, also when ya now what should be within the Erica City body. Mr. Nayao Sabre and Eba, never for the India Maxwell. Yeah, and I wouldn't say Basana has to focus on some and I would the Ayade Eba and on 4th position after 29 games and a few games to go. As of all, I will be able to coach Okura or say, oh, GDS has been to Imagine League, you know. But I know it's a fans to be Brena Bamobu and a Juma House of Folk are born this season, you know. The catcher said the rating House of Folk more than what the rating is saying. The Brena Chess players than Yadi, this technical bench, you know, from the start of the season, Niaman Kuya decisions by management and to me, I'm one club. You know, how do we sum up the whole season? Almost like a few games to go there, but more than House of Folk are born so far, no. Adia House of Folk. Find the ability to be necessary both house appointment this season, and I said Nieman Kuyi Kra. Mr. Max Ebemi, a Chris and Comono live on the same channel. Mr. Max Aquaba.
Yeah,
and I be able for there.
Yamiado,
the Radias. Matter of folk, now no win by. Yes, I couldn't be a concern a team not yes in Anna.
Well, it has been so the whole season. Win bar, not lose, be a back. Not draw a back, not win a back. It has been so the whole season.
As an inconsistency.
Inconsistency, inconsistency, Dawson. Nanka this year's league say has what proper pre-planning for the league which was easy for us to win.
Pre-planning?
Yes. Pre-planning they say Caneno. Least fixtures bar. Yes, ability. The matches are very difficult to win, considering our past. Clubs we have only a boogie club Emma has. It is our clubs near you free since because no matches, no mushia. It is like I said, because either way.
Okay.
While we are obeying, and I said few times now about draw. There were those clubs near you since.
Because I don't know when you show some
women. Near what
to say be a Kotokwana.
Kotoko, Olympics.
Okay.
You be one man. They know the song for the game now. And ultimately tell me say, Obesha now won't share.
Okay.
And what matches be over? We pretty sure say you will win. And what matches be over? If be away matches be over, it's difficult to win. It's no. Over pencil down say I need maybe a draw. Now home matches be over advantage, you know. One person say a win. And then matches be more unpredictable.
Okay.
Others be more lose. You do all this analysis according to the fixtures. And when the Bebo more approach each match be with the sort of planner would be approach a game. No. Of late, it is not like that. And that is why some of us have been clamoring for management.
Okay.
Of about 5 or 7 management committee members. Management are managing the entire club, no? But they are managing our competitions.
Okay.
Competitions like league matches, competitions like FA matches, competitions like any other presidential cup match, any other match. Management, as they say, together with the technical team and the planning on how to go into the match and win.
Okay.
I don't know if it is done these days, but those days, and that is what was done. And you know, you call match beer. It took a creating a bit macasibia maximum 3 points times 34 matches. So we have so matches meaning also by winning. Okay, now we call into the plan and now I know. Now we say out of this I can get these points. Out of this I can get least points. Out of this I can get highest points here. It now we are with the boom. With the boom now we say you knew the leveler so the a winning league, it means you must put in extra effort. What I say? All these things, no, these analysis are done by management committee.
Okay.
Sit down with the technical committee and plan on how to win the year's league.
But do you think it was done and Sana Moje the league 2 seasons ago?
Which
under what do I mean?
Under what league in Nigeria? No, it was a flash in the pan.
Oh really?
Oh yes. If it wasn't a flash,
no, just more credit for what they did.
No, let's just say no. You really league now. The following year, no, you must be first or second.
Okay.
What I say? So planning and now winning league now. The same planning will go into the following year's league with the aim of winning it or even placing a respectable position. And yes, sir, you don't win the league and sit back. Now, you know, consistency now they win the league and a form now they win the league. I don't know, all of a sudden the form they take over here. It didn't plan. What I say? Even no recruitment, what the league likely 2 or 3 players will leave the team for our side. Likely players will want more. Contract they are not prepared to renew it. Probably they will go. What is the contingency plan for you to bring in yet good quality players? A bit more consistency now we need the following year's league. This is a House of Folk team. What do you league not 6 consecutive times before? What was going into the winning of the league 6 times on the trot? Planning. As June 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002. Planning. Some of the players were going. Familiar, Osman Omadu and others were going. They were being replaced by Ismailado, Chasela, and the rest. And to answer when they go, it depends on how you plan. And to win management committee or what? I say, take the management committee there. All for secretarial staff and management.
Okay.
Management, you man say. They are thinkers behind the technical team. They are the ones who are providing the ammunition for the technical team to execute to bring the win. It's just a management team, management committee, management. We are not asking for it for nothing. We are asking for it for a certain performance. So what I say, into UG league, then the following year, what could be 5th or 3rd or 4th? Ask yourself what went wrong. It was lack of planning.
Okay. Maybe the owner of the team in quotes really said a few people all working with now have been able to deliver a league trophy. For 12 years, you have delivered a league trophy once. FA Cup once or twice. Is that the standard of that particular team now? Who lead, is that their standard? Okay.
Have you lowered their standard or you have performed beyond the standard? This is what, if you are the owner of the club or the leader of the club, these are the questions you should ask yourself. What is the nature of the club that I have come to inherit? What is the nature? Is it a middle club, a middle position club? Is it a winning team club? Is it a relegation threatened always club? Or what is it? The status of House of Folk is a championship club.
Okay.
A championship club that wins the league or FA Cup and FA Cup and rub shoulders with the rest of Africa, the best of Africa.
Okay.
That is the nature of the club. In the Ubo League, not 12 years. Wajibako FA Cup 2. Now say enough. It's my idea. You have lowered the standard of the club. Because that is the nature. When you say, why BB Waji League, Waji FA Cup, why BB? But if you compare the marginal with the standard now first now,
okay.
On the face of it, Waji League Cup, Waji FA Cup, Wasaji FA Cup, into why BB. But in the period now, the IBB, 12 years now, 12 years now, House of Folk Saniatiana. Say 12 years now. Is that what we should pride ourselves with as House of Folk? followers. I
Why
don't think so.
Yeah, why, you know, the things you always say, be so yes.
We are here because I said it in 2011 or 2012 when the new leadership took over. I said it that it will be difficult for them to achieve or for them to operate at the level that they came to meet.
A prophet of doom.
No, I looked at the composition and I looked at certain performance criteria. The point is this: it has always been House of Folk tradition to groom leaders from within, because we have our tradition and structures. In the House of Folk, we groom. Obi a be chief executive of House Mubia no obi a rise through the ranks.
Okay.
Onim the character of the club. With the exception of Harisa called out for Olympics by or no buy no obedi to. He had to understudy the system for some time, for close to 2 or 3 years. As an chief executive. We grouped them after Harisa left. He was then the team manager. He took over and went all the way to win the Confederations Cup for House of Folk, because we have groomed him. He knows the character of the team. He knows how he will prepare for matches. We know a lot of things. He's aware. This leadership taking place in a leadership almost our club. Understudy will be it is by virtue of a certain rotation of shares and a springy new leaders by. So what I say.
By floaty, old guys they be shame almost all shares for club.
Old guys need be shame, but to what extent can you influence or advise, and your advice will be taken? To what extent? He came with a new style. He came with his own style.
And you're modern.
Modern how? He came with his own style of administration, and unfortunately, that style is in conflict with the style and character of the club, and that is what we are not achieving. We can 2012. What I say, and I don't know one say it me achieve so much, even though the majority shareholder has pumped so much into the club, but he's not achieving. At the time that there was poverty, there was lack of finance in the club, we were achieving.
So I didn't
we were achieving because the club's tradition and structure was followed. Sikaya nyama bebre, but sikaya nyadie nyina. So what I say, sikaya nyama bebre, but sikaya nyadie nyina on earth. And yes, sir. Anka university lecturer or engineer, the car a pim and the car say ya fit any na one school done or no the car about command man. The whole engineer want me fixing the car. This or the command or the call. I'm a fit any repair man. And in this car and the BBO sometimes ideas. Somebody doesn't have money, he has ideas. Somebody doesn't have money, he has time. Somebody doesn't have money, he has energy. All these resources are all put together. Now they are achieving something. It's not about money. And to what extent can somebody who is old in the club and knows the tradition of the club and knows the character of the club, to what extent can he influence decisions to benefit the club when the bank ruler or the majority shareholders are not prepared to listen? I want to go by their own way. Just here.
And on the part of level management, not the club.
That is it. Because the club is a traditional club. It is a traditional club, and you must follow the tradition. Liverpool is a traditional club. Barcelona is a traditional club. Manchester United is a traditional club. No matter how you modernize it, they will go back to their tradition. No matter how you modernize House of Folk, it will have to go back to the tradition. No matter how you modernize Asante Kotoko, the tradition will still be there. It is the moment you depart from the core values and tradition of the club and decide to use it your own way or do your own way to suit the club. The club itself, the spirit of the club will reject it.
Okay.
The spirit behind the club will reject it. Look, 1911, it is not for nothing that House of Folk was christened on 11th November 1911 at 11 o'clock. Do you know the sort of prayers or libation they poured before they christened the club? House of Folk is not a new club formed by anybody. It is an old traditional club which has evolved over the years. Until when you come to take House of Folk, you should go back and ask, what is the nature of this club? How do they do their things? Are there certain things that I cannot depart from? Are there certain things that I can tweak and modernize it? Are there certain things that I need some level of advice? All these things must be asked before you take leadership role in the club. It may be now, House of Folk, have you ever come across a policy like recruitment policy before? Have you seen any recruitment? We have a board. What is the function of the board? The function of the board is to formulate short-term, medium-term, long-term policies for the club to achieve the ultimate. What is the function of management? Management is to implement the broad policy guidelines that have been established by the board and see to implement it to achieve that short-term, medium-term, and longer-term targets. And so, the question of recruitment: what is the policy of recruitment? A board, and then management, and then technical, and then players, and then supporters. These are the organs of the club that makes the club and the entirety of the club as it is. The board, like I told you, will come out with policies. The management will see to implement the policies one after the other to achieve the vision of the board. It's recruitment, for instance. What is the standard of recruitment for House of Folk? The standard of recruitment for House of Folk, per se, will be that we'll have a scouting team all year round. Every venue that House of Folk will go and play, the scouts will be out there ahead of time, monitor their training sessions, pick the good quality ones within the team and pencil their name down, such that by the close of the league, the scouting team would have a collection of players good at their various positions or various clubs. This pool of players will now be pruned down. If the board, the resources of the board is such that they can buy only 6 players for the season, for the upcoming season, depending on which positions that one will fall on these scouts to give us data on a particular player who best fit for the position, and that will lead you to the type of player you should go and recruit, and not what your friends suggest or supporters suggest or anybody suggests to you. And that is why almost invariably every other player that has come since 2012, after 1 year or 2 years, they go because they are not fit into the system of House of Folk. I quite remember Atu Ahoy, as part of his policy on recruitment, at a stakeholders meeting, said that everybody is at liberty to suggest any player to the club, but make sure the player is of a certain height and a certain body shape. Okay, that was the policy. To me, say me suggest a player. I have it at the back of my mind. Say, because the policy is this, this player, because the policy says this is what we require.
Okay.
But where is it now?
And the transfer policy, no?
Yes.
Plan.
That is the planning of the of transfer policy. What do you say? If a player is so good at the club, and that we can use the player to achieve something for 1 year, and the player has got an offer, lucrative offer, how do you convince the player to help us in 1 year and then go? And yet, players in the say, Omunya contractor, I like this. Okay. Most of them go, they can perform, and they come home to relaunch their career in the very league in a Most of the players, and with good counseling of the player and his manager, who is desirous of getting money out of the player, majority of them, the managers need to convince the players and say, may register. You bring the player and the manager and sit down with them. These are the scenarios. Maybe what we are offering you with good guidance, by the end of the year, your player can put up a house. By this contract that we are offering, if you guide him, he can put up a house. Such as here, the manager will think and say, okay, one can only experience papa. It will call her be a won't perform. It play another 1 year. Based on the lucrative contract out there, we can say, can't we have the likes of Kaba type, watching type, you want the type, then you are gonna league.
They are better. They didn't show an exceptional quality.
Good. He's a foreigner, so you pay him in dollars. Why don't you halt it? Scan through the league and get better players than them and pay them the same dollar now. Watch it, so the capacity to pay $1. Watch it, so capacity to pay maybe a player $2,000 a month, $1,000 a month. Halt it. Why don't you scan the league and get players better than them and pay them dollars?
And they will stay.
They will stay. But rather, you want to pay player now, or no league now, or you're better than Cabano. You because or you're gonna need to know. If you say, oh, $200, now they are times 10. And they tell us, oh, no, the man of $2,000. On deserve, you're gonna need to on deserve. But foreigner, by virtue of a foreigner, on deserve. Until you have $2,000 a month, and the Ghanaian player now, or your papa now, what the money now $200 now?
Oh, your local player.
Oh, your local player. And he said, has no protocol. Somebody decided, say, only try your players, maybe, and only poach players from other clubs are only good. You to make a good in dollars. You will not need to go to Cameroon and go and bring a player. And it will be an incentive for other players to scramble to come to your club because hey, has for the omuto avonyo, there's so much avonyo dollar. Omuto konkoni, there's so much $1.
Even if you're an equivalent,
in cities, and you know, it all depends on the policy of the club and the direction the club wants to go. What you say? And you know, the combination of all these, you know, NM has to look and perform.
I mean, so a clear-cut direction of the club.
No,
they
ask anybody whether he is aware of a vision, a policy vision of the club in the last 12 years. Where House of Folk is going? Competitions now nearby, FA Cup League, Presidential Cup, FA Cup League every year. At least for nothing at all. Herbert must buy a Kotoko Guno or division me by some build the team. No Kotoko supporters saw the vision, bought into it. Has a shiny 3 or say me rebuild it. Has shiny 4 or say me rebuild it. Obedi ya Kobo Confederations Cup finals. That is where Herbert Mensah reached because he had a vision ahead of him. What is the vision of House of Folk now? Do you see any attempt to assure House of Folk supporters say this year's league?
The coach says it is possible.
Which coach?
Coach Okulu. Oh, that one's so strange. I'm assistant coach. It's on the HHD.
Yes.
And he's optimistic.
It is good to be very optimistic in life. It is always good to be
ambitious.
To be ambitious and optimistic in life. But whether your optimism will be the reality, will tell by the day.
Wow.
What you say? Optimism, no. What is it based on? What gives you the gut feeling? Say, with Magic League, what gives you that assurance? To me, inconsistency. In a situation where you chop 4-1 somewhere, no what about draw, no I win. You chop 3-0 at the United, no about draw. Is that how to win the league?
You are comparing a holding to
this. If it is not the fact that Bidiama Kotoko, Biana, and so a very highly inconsistent. Inconsistent. And by this time, and in the same way, no, Namikacho said this year's league was the easiest league as could have won.
Really?
If has planned very well. Because all the other clubs are also inconsistent. Yes. Here is a case you have changed technical direction three times. Buebu, Matic, Okulu doesn't have an assistant. They showed record, no. Physical trainer and the coach on the bench. And you share is a 4. The DWG League. Between when Matic left and Okulu started acting, how many months now? So couldn't you have assigned anybody to assist Okulu, even in the interim?
Okay.
Even if you don't have the desire to hire the coach in the long term, Nabia upon say at the end of the season, Obefa new coach. Now Okulu are an assistant still.
By interim, no, Okulu is working as an.
But he doesn't have an assistant. And I'm saying it is possible for you to have an assistant in the interim.
Okay. Like till the
end of the league. Coach till the end of the league, not in the party. What you say? But you waited till Okulu you showed the red card. And the team was going away to play in Tamale for you to go and concede 4-1. And nobody is saying anything. Nobody is coming out with any statement. It is good. It is okay. That's why I'm saying it's a house. League in a bono. Bobby cat no Bobby. Yeah, just and one say, hey, you register place. Oh, you league. You be DBR. You be near Tunisia is 6. They say, oh, Germany, Brazil, and China 7. Near the way compare. Liverpool, and China 4. Near the way compare. Mediocrity. Mediocrity in the highest order. It's house of folk.
So be 7, it will be 6 and
be 7, it will be 6 and Chelsea asa, it has a sign ahead. Such comparisons. Liverpool at a point in time, no Champions League. Say under the same judging club or Intino.
But the course of technical side horses here now, it looks like there was no plan when Matic was being sacked. No, it means the second Matic is now one. I want to say second. Got me a man in town on
Matic. I cannot fault him for some of his technical prowess, but he was awfully disrespectful.
Oh really?
Oh yes. Especially a coach that talk back at the supporters. That is not your job.
So
supporters role is not your job.
It
is not your job. No, no, but has to full supporters say. You
have to be fans. You have to.